Trust me, by the end of this, you'll see it's actually your best friend for solving all kinds of electronic puzzles.
You know that feeling, right? You've got a drawer full of batteries and you have no idea which ones are good. Or you're trying to fix something and you just need to know, is this wire even connected anymore? Well, these are the exact questions a multimeter was born to answer.
Okay, but before we start solving mysteries, we gotta get to know our detective. Let's do a super quick tour of the multimeter itself.
It really just boils down to three main parts. You got the screen, pretty obvious, right? That's where you see the answers. Then there's the big dial in the middle. That's how you tell it what you want to measure. And down at the bottom, you have the terminals where you plug in your probes. That's it. Screen, dial, probes.
All right, let's jump in with the easiest and, honestly, the most satisfying test you can do. We're talking about the continuity test.
So, continuity. It sounds a bit technical, but it's super simple. All you're doing is checking for an unbroken, continuous connection. You're basically asking the meter, hey, can electricity flow from this point all the way to that point? If the answer is yes, you get that awesome little beep.
So how does it work? Well, the multimeter sends a tiny, tiny bit of electricity out of one of the probes. If your wire is good, that electricity travels all the way through and into the other probe, completing the circuit. The meter sees that and beep! You know you have a solid connection.
Okay, so now we know how to check if a path is complete. But what about checking if there's any power flowing? For that, we need to measure voltage. This is how we're going to find out if our batteries are actually doing their job.
So what even is voltage? It's one of those invisible forces. But the best way to wrap your head around it is to think of it as electrical pressure. It's the push, the force, that shoves electrons through a wire.
Now you're going to see two main flavors of voltage on your multimeter. First, there's DC, which stands for direct current. That's the stuff you get from batteries. It's a nice, steady flow in just one direction. Then you have AC, or alternating current. That's what comes out of your wall outlet, and its flow is totally different. It zips back and forth, changing direction constantly. All right, theory's over. Let's put this to the test with something real. Here we've got a standard wall adapter, and if you look closely at the label, it says right there its output should be 9 volts DC. So, let's grab our multimeter and play detective. Is it telling the truth? First things first, we look for the little polarity symbol on the label. See it? It tells us the inside of the plug is positive and the outside is negative. So, we set our meter to measure DC voltage. We carefully touch the red probe to the inside and the black probe to the outside. Now let's see what we get.
Whoa, 14.25 volts. Wait a minute, that's way higher than the 9 volts it says on the label. What's going on? Is this thing broken?
Actually, no. And this is a really cool little lesson. This is what's called an unregulated adapter. That 9-volt number on the case, that's what it guarantees when it's plugged into something and actually working hard. When it's not connected to anything, what we call no load, the voltage just kind of floats much higher. So believe it or not, this reading is totally normal.
Now, while we're talking voltage, we absolutely have to talk about safety. This quote is pulled straight from a multimeter manual. It says that anything over 70 volts DC, or about 33 volts AC, is considered hazardous. You just have to be careful.
And there's a classic saying that every electrician and engineer knows. It's not the voltage that kills you, it's the current. It's just a very stark reminder to always respect electricity and take the right precautions.
All right, we're on to our last major function. Let's take a quick look at measuring resistance. This is another super useful tool to have in your detective kit.
Resistance is, well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's the measure of how much something fights back or resists the flow of electricity. We measure it in a unit called ohms. So high resistance means it's tough for electricity to get through. Low resistance means it's a super easy path.
In the world of electronics, we actually have tiny components called resistors that are made specifically to add a certain amount of resistance to a circuit. You can often figure out their value by those little colored stripes on them, but your multimeter is the perfect tool to check their work and make sure they're doing their job right.
So why would you even measure resistance? Well, a few big reasons. You can check if resistors are correct, you can test some types of sensors that work by changing their resistance, and you can even use it as a backup continuity tester. I mean, think about it. A good wire should have almost zero resistance, right?
And that's pretty much it. Those are the 3 core functions that will solve 99% of your problems. You are now officially equipped to go out and investigate the electronic world.
So just think about what you can do now. You've got the beep test to hunt down broken connections.
You know how to measure both DC and AC voltage to check for power, and you can check resistance to test individual parts. That's a powerful new set of skills.
You've basically just unlocked a new sense, a new way to see how the world around you actually works. So there's really only one question left. What's the first thing you're going to go measure?